So how can you sell your work without this salesy and sort of this weird energy of sounding fake, especially if you are not used to do so? I want to address this topic today because on my last coaching session with a client of mine, we discussed the importance of how we present and sell our work. And they told me that they are very uncomfortable with this word of selling their work because they are not here for that. Like, they don't want to sell their work. They sort of want that work to speak for itself. And we sort of got in this conversation that I found very, very interesting. And I realized that there is this common misconception that your work is going to speak for itself. And usually what happens with STEM professionals, whenever they are presenting their work and they are sort of in this vibe of trying to demonstrate how valuable their work is, but by simply putting all of that information inside the slides, putting all of that information inside the presentation, the report, the meeting, and so on, without realizing that the point isn't to showcase all of the things your model, your algorithm, your protocol can do, but rather to highlight those stuff that your audience cares about. Specifically, how your work, how your protocol, your algorithm, how the thing that you built, how the job that you did actually solves their problem. And whether we like it or not, this is actually selling. This is how we are pitching the importance of our work, and this is how we are actually convincing the other side, people who are sitting across us in the presentation room, in the meeting, to actually buy from us. Right? To buy the importance of our work, whether we want to get promoted, whether it is just a leadership position that you're applying for, whether it is just that you are applying for some funding, and so on. So we are actually selling. Now, the thing that we have to bear in mind when we are doing this is how can we do that effectively so that the other side is also feeling happy with it, right? No one wants to be sold stuff. So what people want to feel is their problem solved. So it is our job, especially when we are talking about something as complex as STEM work. We are often using these jargonic words like protocol, algorithm, optimization, and so on, that people who are listening to us are not familiar with. So it really sounds very abstract to them. So one of the first things we have to achieve is to make it tangible in a way that it actually resonates with them, in a way that actually solves their biggest headache, solves their biggest problem. And only then, when we are able to really prove that our work is what actually solves their problem, what actually makes their lives easier, is when we get this objective that we are aiming for. As I said, a promotion, leadership position, or some funding if you're applying for some grant. So I really want you, after this video, to think about this. Like, how are you actually expressing your work, and are you actually highlighting the importance of it when you are explaining it and presenting it? This is exactly what I help STEM professionals do. So I help them train this muscle of how to express your work in terms the other person, the one who is listening to you, actually cares about. Because your work is brilliant, you are doing great work, but you are probably just not showcasing it the right way so that the other side can actually understand its importance and its value. If you're interested in training this, in getting better at doing this specific thing, I will leave a link down below where you can schedule a completely free introductory session with me where we can discuss exactly about that, about your current challenges, your current struggles, what is the part in your career that you feel stuck with, and how we can work on that so that your work and your amazing job that you did actually gets recognized for the impact and the value it deserves. Thank you so much for watching this video, and see you soon in another video. Bye bye.